then she focuses on the animal side of things. But yeah, so together we do the social media. We use it as a way to advertise everything we're doing, our fall festival, our store, hay and straw sales, the equine stuff. So we really use that as a good platform to try to promote agriculture as well. So we just try to every day take a clip of what we're doing and put it out there.
I just noticed something. My assistant Ollie Schminke didn't hit the right buttons, and we have been offline. We're online now, so
Okay.
so we're going
Oh
to
my,
redo some of this stuff.
Okay.
oh my gosh.
That's what happens when you recruit people from Perry County, up there in Liverpool.
Oh
So,
boy.
anyways, yeah, folks who are just coming online now. I'm talking with Tyler Shaw of Maple Valley Acres Farm, located on Parkway West, off of Linglestown Road, right there at it's Stouffer's Akissa Hill. So, Tyler, again for the second time,
Yep.
welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me again.
We did
Oh my
we did some rehearsals here. So,
Yep.
why don't you tell the folks that are tuning in now, just very quickly, what you do at Maple Valley Acres and what makes it tick?
So Maple Valley Acres is my wife and I. We own and operate Maple Valley Acres just off of Parkway West, mile off of 39, just outside of Linglestown. Our farm is first generation. My wife and I started it. We didn't come from a farm family.
Right.
Some of the things that we offer are agritourism. We have a fall festival every year. We also have a roadside stand and a small farm store on the farm. That is our little shed right there. That's where the farm store is in. We also have the little wagon and then a firewood stand. All this is self-serve. You can stop by at your convenience. The farm store is open every day, 7 days a week, 8 in the morning till 8 in the evening. It's all honor system. You walk in, you everything is labeled with a price. You can pick out what you want, add up your total, and then you can pay with cash, or there's a QR code there. You can scan it and pay with a credit card. Um,
And I've used that, by the way. It does work very
yep,
well. So,
yep. It's pretty simple once, especially once you do it. And then repeat customers, you can just scan it and it brings it up. You don't have to put your information in every time. So it's pretty streamlined once you do it.
That
yeah,
fall
and
festivals is their big thing though. That's something to really make
Yep,
sure you go to. The first weekend in October, you said, right?
yep. So our fall festival is open to the public. It's the first weekend of October every year. It's free parking, free admission, and we have all kinds of stuff going on. We have a tractor show, we have food trucks, we have our own food stand, we have horse rides, pony rides, pick your own pumpkin patch, face painting, petting zoo, uh, hay wagon rides, corn maze. We got the works.
My wife bought some honey out there off of the one
Okay.
stand.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
but
Yep.
the granddaughters loved it. It's a great time. You can spend a couple hours out there easy.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Thank you.
and you were blessed with some good weather this year too. So,
We
Oh, it
we
was
have
great.
we have been fortunate. It was a little warm this
It
past year, but
was.
other than that, I mean, I'll take sunny and 70 or 80 degrees over rain though.
Yep.
yeah, and those of you who are just coming in, we're talking to Tyler Shaw of Maple Valley Acres, off of Route 39. Between Route 39 and the mountain is where this farm is located. And we were talking to Tyler. Of course, this is my sidekick, Anthony Cristillo, doing some co-hosting tonight. We were talking about Tyler doing a lot of growing of hay and getting selling that.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as our farm goes, hay and straw forage is a big part of our operation. That's our primary focus as far as our field crops go. We do raise a little bit of corn, soybeans. Obviously, we do some wheat and rye. That's what we use for our straw. But the primary focus is raising high quality horse hay for the equine
Hmm.
markets. We bale most everything that we can into the small square bales. and then we bundle those into a bigger bundle, and then we can use the equipment to move those around.
Yeah, and go
What
ahead.
do those regular bales go for?
The small square bales, they average about $6 to $7,
Okay,
depending on your quality. It can be a little less, it can be a little bit more, and that's
sure.
for just straight grass hay. If you get
Mm-hmm.
into something special like alfalfa or an alfalfa grass mix, it could be up to $10, $12 a bale.
Sure,
And that's just for a small square bale that's about 45, 50, 45 pound average.
sure.
Yeah, and you also uh, get firewood from your property and sell
Yep,
that.
yep,
So still some winter weather ahead of us. So you grab some of that if you don't know where to get your wood.
yep, yep. And yeah, we have a stand that you can stop by anytime. Um, Self-serve, just like the farm store.
And well, also we learned a little bit before we got online here about Tyler growing up in the Fishing Creek Valley.
Mhm.
So and just tell them a quick version of how you got into farming, even though no one in your family was doing that.
Yeah, like I said, my family wasn't a farm family. Neither was Caroline's. So we both came from non-farm families, which is very uh, unconventional as far as agriculture is concerned. And but I got involved in 4-H and I started raising some project animals. I also had a vegetable garden and I kind of really caught the bug. Really liked planting stuff, watching it grow and being able to harvest it. So I just kind of scaled that as I grew up and I got the opportunity. I saved up some money, knocked on some doors, and I was able to rent 5 acres of ground when I was about 13 or 14 years old and raised enough hay for my animals. And
Yep.
then the next year, I raised a little bit more. Then I was able to sell some, and I took that money and I put it back into my equipment. And then I just kind of repeated that cycle over and over and over again. And now here we are.
Yeah, and let's wrap up with your online presence, which I think is pretty outstanding with what you're doing.
Thank you.
Do you follow them, Anthony? Are you a Maple Valley Acres follower?
Yeah, yes, I am.
All right. So you
Well, thank
maybe
you.
yeah. So we hope to have more people do that tonight. Again, we're talking to Tyler Shaw, Maple Valley Acres, and Anthony Cristillo is helping me out here with this segment. With the videos, I'm just curious who does the editing of all that? Every
Uh,
day you seem to have one.
Yep. Pretty much Caroline and I, we tag team on that
Okay.
and we try to get out at least 1 to 2 videos every day. Our goal is 2 videos every day. Might be really, really short. Some of them are a little
Mm-hmm.
bit longer form content, but most of them are just short, sweet, and to the point of what we're doing every day to try to educate people on uh, what's going on the farm, what's going on in our lives, and to help promote all the different things that we have to offer to the community. We are on every social media platform. We're on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and
Okay. Hmm.
Instagram. And so if you want to follow us, Maple Valley Acres, you can tag along and see all of the different adventures that we've got going on. Right now, we have a pregnant horse that we're watching. She's about to foal. We're doing a lot of firewood, starting to get ready for spring. Before you know it, we're going to be back out in the fields. So there's all kinds of stuff. Things are always happening on the farm. There's always something to do. But yeah, we try to um, kind of each one of us make a video each day. But if I'm primarily in the video, I probably recorded it and edited
Okay.
it myself. And then whenever Caroline posts a video that she's primarily in, that's one that she recorded and edited herself. So we
Yeah.
kind of just
Well.
tag team it.
Okay. I I can barely grow grass, so it's interesting to watch what you're doing. I mean, my favorite ones I think were you showed people how you were loading hay into pickup trucks,
Right,
something
right.
like that was a good one.
Yep.
And yesterday's I thought was great, and with the junk. What do you
Yes.
call that? A junk bucket. You have all kinds of
Yes.
stuff in there. You found this one bolt, and he
Right.
said, "Now I just have to go out and get three more." So I
Yep.
mean, I that was a bit of video magic, I tell you.
Thank you.
What last thing here? What software do you use to edit? I'm just curious, and I'm not.
We CapCut is what we
Okay.
usually use to do a lot of editing. TikTok and Instagram are actually pretty good. Like you can upload videos right into TikTok or Instagram, and they have a pretty good editing platform. But
Okay.
I typically use CapCut for everything, and I do it pretty much on my phone because
Okay.
I have
All
my
right.
phone in my pocket every day, and if I'm in the middle of something, I can stop, record, and then it's right there. And then usually that evening, I try to just kind of edit it up quick before I forget about it or my mind goes somewhere else. But I try to keep current on, what I've got.
Uh, I'll go. Anthony, do you have anything else to ask Tyler? Because I have
No,
one more question.
no, go ahead.
Yeah, I was. It looked like you were very, very proud of the big piece of equipment you bought. I guess you bought it to do your firewood to split the wood.
Oh, yes.
Is
Yeah.
that something you bought?
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
Yep. We just bought that. It was a really busy firewood season this winter, and we bought that a couple weeks ago now. But yeah, that's been super helpful. And but with all the cold and the snow and everything, it's been a really busy season. So we were able to try to upgrade a few things to hopefully be able to serve people and make even more product for next year.
okay, we've been talking with Tyler Shaw, his wife Caroline. They met when they were teenagers, I think,
Hmm.
and grew their love of agriculture and their love for each other over periods of time. And now, how many years have you been doing this now?
Um, we bought our farm in 2020, but
Okay.
I've been farming for about 15 years.
Okay.
Caroline's been involved in horses about the same amount of time. So together, each one of us we've been involved in agriculture for about the last 15 years,
Okay.
um,
Well,
heavily.
be sure to go out and follow them on Facebook. That's the platform we're on for the most part, our primary one. So I think if they just put in the search area Maple Valley Acres, they'll find
Yep.
you.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and you can just follow them, and if for nothing else, to take a look at their videos. But the big things we learned about tonight, they do have a farm store, self-serve,
Yep.
fall festival the first weekend in October. And what was the other thing we learned, Anthony? Oh, yeah, I guess those are the two main things. And they're just doing farming in our
Just,
suburban area here. It's
yeah,
sort of crazy.
go visit their store, but make sure you go out to the Fall Fest.
Okay, Tyler, thanks for being a guest. Sorry for the screw up, but I think we recovered okay.
No, no, no. You're good. Thank you for everything you're doing for Linglestown, and
Yep.
I wanted to take a minute to say thank you to everybody that has helped to support us because without them, we wouldn't be where we are today. So we appreciate all you guys, and thanks, Bill and Anthony, for everything you guys have been doing for Linglestown Gazette.
See
Yep.
you,
Thanks. You
Tyler.
take Have a good evening. Look for your
Thank you.
video tomorrow.
Yep, yep. I'll go edit it now.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
So, Anthony, we get to the icebreaker finally.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
the
Are
ice
we
has been
still?
broken. Can I
Are we?
ask you a couple questions though before
All
we get
right.
into
Go
the
ahead.
details?
Go
I know
ahead.
you have stuff you want to talk about. I want to know what was the highlight of your weekend? That was my big question for you. Did you have a highlight?
No, not at all. Highlight of my weekend was the center cut swordfish I had at Gabriella's on Saturday night or Friday night.
Yeah,
That was a highlight.
you're like a piece of furniture over there at Gabriella's, aren't you? That one on
There's no,
what do
there's
you
nowhere else
call
to
what
go.
do you call the route there in front of Gabriella's? There's so many different names for that road. Route 22.
Yeah, Route 22. Yeah, I guess in front of them it's actually Jonestown Road,
Yeah, okay.
and then Walnut Street starts down further, going towards Pembroke. But yeah, in front of their place that's Jonestown Road.
Yeah, how would you for someone who maybe never heard of Gabriella's, how would you describe the location? It's still Colonial Park, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it's just you're heading west on 22. What's it? Just a mile down or a mile and a half from the Colonial Park Mall heading west.
Yeah.
You know where the Dairy Queen is? It's
Yeah.
on the right side. They're on the opposite side of the road of Dairy Queen, across from Masick Motors. You can't
Yeah,
miss
the most amazing thing about Gabriella is now Anthony's no longer truly the fat man, but they do have a fat man drink at
Fat Man
Gabriella's.
drink. Yep, Adam came up with it. It's a good tequila drink, but you can't. It's the best food around for Italian food. I don't care if you want to get a steak. It's the best steak you ever have.
Yeah, let me share. I'm sort of share my favorite thing was my wife and I took our granddaughter Remy out to Fishing
Oh
Creek. No,
yeah,
not Fishing Creek, but
Stony
Stony Creek
Creek.
Valley. Yeah, this is the rail trail. It's
That's a
only a
great
hand.
picture.
It's only a handful of minutes away, and on the right, Remy is 7 years old. I looked at this and said, "Oh my God, she's growing big time
She's
here."
tall.
Yeah, and she's very special in a number of different ways. She is autistic and is a little bit verbal, but she is definitely a special kid. So enjoy our time with her. And then what else did I have for you? Oh, well, as far as the food stuff, Anthony, I tell you a lot about Sheets. I did change up. Instead of going to Sheets this morning for breakfast, I went someplace else. I've took a step up. Okay.
Oh,
I,
okay.
and
Can't wait to hear this.
I went to the Waffle House.
Okay. All right.
Did you ever
Okay.
eat there? Did you ever eat at the
No,
Waffle
no,
House?
I'm happy to say I've never walked inside of a Waffle House.
I do.
Did you get in a fight out there? Don't they fight a lot at the Waffle House?
No, everything was pleasant. I gave my
Oh,
my waitress a nice tip. I was feeling very generous.
they have
And
waitresses at the Waffle House?
yeah, they
I
do.
thought, oh, I've never been in a Waffle House.
It's
I
a
have no
24-hour
clue.
operation. I'll come over now. We'll go for late breakfast. But
No, no.
did you know there's actually a financial advisor in the area who wrote a story, and the movie it turned into a movie, and it's called Waffle Street.
No.
It's over in the West Shore. I forget his name, but he was in the financial services business, got so fed up with it, with the way things were going, he took a job for a period of time at a Waffle House.
Okay.
And then eventually got back in the finances. But this movie has Danny Glover in it. 2015 was when it was made. And I like the idea that I met the guy who wrote the story, right?
Yeah, that's
But the
pretty
movie,
neat. I never
the
knew
movie,
that.
the movie stinks. It's not that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Anthony, what do you have for us tonight? I'm afraid to ask.
No, well, we got a lot of heat. You didn't. I got heat over the weekend for bringing up a item about a supervisor.
Yeah,
It's Charles Stewart and his past due stormwater fee. Now, I just want to read something real quick, okay?
sure. Go ahead.
On February 28, 2025, Charles Stewart says, I will not pay this sewer bill. That was in the minutes from the board meeting that night.
Right.
So, I feel, I don't care who it is on the board. It could have been somebody on the last board. It could have been, whatever. This is an issue. We have a supervisor who has a large debt. His nonprofit has a large debt to the township.
Well, when you say large debt, it's like $4,000 and change.
$4,800. It was
Yeah.
more than that, but they wrote off, the sewer authority wrote off some of it. But anyway, $4,800 to me is a big number.
Okay.
As a supervisor, I think that's an issue. So township offered him a repayment plan back in August of what was it? August 27, 2024. He was given a repayment plan of 40. Yeah, the total debt's $4,800. They gave him a 48-month payback for his nonprofit, which he, at the time, and I don't know if he's still the head of that nonprofit. Heard some conflicting reports on that. Maybe he transferred that now into his wife's name. I don't know if he did or not, but this just leads up. Just going back to last week or the last meeting when I spoke, that he replaced or made his son-in-law an alternate member on the zoning board.
Right.
So
Zoning hearing board. Zoning
hearing board. Yeah, it's just a pattern of bad behavior, in my opinion. And I would challenge anybody, a couple of the comments from the one lady who I've never met her, but she seems very nice,
Mm-hmm.
Cheryl. I know
Right.
she's got good taste in food because she told me she ate a Gabriella's. So, that is number one in my book. But anyway, seriously though, she mentioned that it's a nonprofit, it's not a business. Well, that's not true. It is a business. Nonprofits are businesses.
Right.
Nonprofits make money. Nonprofit, he wouldn't be doing this if he wasn't making some money. So that's a weak argument. But I'm not just picking on him. I don't care who had the debt. I just happen to have a lot of time on my hands now to be able to focus on these issues and really get involved in local politics. And I'm going to do it, whether it's the county or the township. And, I'm just tomorrow night's meeting. I want to find out if he's making payments. Good.
I did ask the authority if he's making payments, and I have to. I can get that information at some point, but I have to file a right to know request
Yeah.
to get it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, if he's been making payments, good for him. But February of 2025, he made a comment at the board meeting, and it's recorded that he will not be paying that debt. Okay. Well, that's a problem if we have a supervisor who owes, and I keep saying this, but is anybody commenting, Bill, on this?
Let me check on this.
Because I would challenge anybody to say this is not an issue. And this is not a Democrat or Republican issue. I'm tired of people saying it's a Democrat Republican issue because it's not.
Yeah, and a couple of things I'll like to throw in here on this
And,
issue.
let me just finish.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, because this is not a platform just for me to air my grievances, as people think it is. I'm just really getting involved in the local stuff, and if they get back on track and start doing really good for the township and really doing the business for the township, I'll be the first one to say that they're doing a great job. I really wish they would include Robin, who has all those years of experience and started not just as a supervisor, but really at ground level and worked their way
Yeah.
through. And really go back and look during the campaign and see how I campaigned against Robin. So if you think that I'm upset about the election, I'm not. Robin beat the guy that I supported, and I think that I've accepted that, and they really need to include her and really just work off her experience and her knowledge, being on the board. And, as of the last meeting, they weren't. And that was very evident in what Robin had said, that they
Right.
were, boxing her out, basically. I'm not putting words in her mouth. She said that in so many words.
Yeah.
So, go ahead,
So,
Bill.
yeah, the couple of things I would say is that the main thing I want to get across is the goal here is not to tear down the township, it's to build it up. And
Right.
unfortunately, with the start this new administration has had, it's been somewhat troubling and disappointing. With the pick of the chairperson, then she resigned, and now we have John Campbell. The things with Robin you just mentioned. No discussion as far as what their plans are. That they really, you can tell they haven't really worked together that much. So they're just trying to get themselves started at this point, which is fine.
Yeah, and I'll go back to the first real meeting they had, and I still disagree with it. It was
Okay.
paying the employees to volunteer their time.
Yeah, those are
It's
first
great.
move. Yeah.
It's great that they volunteer. I mean, and I guess the NutriPack is the big thing, and that's a great program. It really is. My issue isn't with what they're doing. My issue is with the money that we're spending, and that was like the only thing that they really got done was passing
Well,
that
I
resolution.
got some inside information on that. One of a former township staffer who worked in the finance department interacted with me, and it seems like one of the things that, as far as this being paid to volunteer, came up. Apparently, that the morale of the township supervisors under Brad Gottschall was very, very low because of the way that was being operated. So that was one thing that I guess they introduced and talked about to try and give a little bit different feel for what's going on there for the employees. So that may be the angle that they were thinking about, to try and turn things around there with morale.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I just think that that's not a way to. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I still don't. But anyway, it's that issue's done. I mean, they passed it and it's done. But my point to that is that that was the only thing that's really gotten done.
Yeah, well, are running the township, but the day-to-day things, Anthony, the things that have to get done, that's what they've been doing the first 2 months. Paying the bills and doing things that came
Sure.
across the
Yeah.
township agenda. Just haven't introduced anything. Like we've had a lot of talk about economic development, but here's the good news, and why, although I'm troubled, I'm also encouraged. And then I think with John Campbell being the chairperson, we have in him. Um, Retired business person who's on boards for companies and associations, I guess, multiple ones based on what he told me one evening. And so is familiar with this kind of atmosphere and working with people and all that. So I think he has a background that could help in terms of leadership and running the meetings effectively and all that. So that's encouraging to me. The other thing is outside of the board, I'm catching wind that there are some key people who don't have, of course, they're not on the board, but they're concerned about the township, and there's some activity on the economic development front that people are gathering together and maybe be able to help the township move that along so that it's not necessarily the job of the supervisors to solve that problem. We need, as a community, we can work together on that. So that was good
Right.
to hear that. And we're moving, we have the potential to move in a positive direction with a new start, a new chairperson. That's the spin I'll put on it as far as encouragement.
Okay, here's another, and I'm going to bring this up tomorrow night because I think this is important too. In that same meeting back February 28, 2025,
Yeah.
Charles Stewart noted that people often get too wrapped up in who is a Republican and who is a Democrat rather than focusing on what is in the best interest of the community. And that's a flaw. Okay? That was a good statement at the time, right? We can all agree on that. We've been saying that from day one. It
Right.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter if Republican
Sounded
or
good.
Democrat. Sounded good then. Well, guess what? Where he's at now? Unless you're a Democrat, you're off any board. And I know for a fact, there's a gentleman that wanted to be, that offered his time as an intern to come in and run economic development, and he was told to his face by Charles Stewart, "You're with the wrong party."
Yeah.
Now, how does that match up to what he said February 28th, 2025? How do you get rid of David Dowling, 35 years on the board, 20 years as a
Oh, yeah.
chairman of the zoning board,
Zoning hearing board.
zoning
Yeah.
and hearing board? How
Yeah.
do you get rid of David Dowling, who Charles Stewart was still under thinking that David was still registered a Republican and he had changed to an independent. So they didn't know that at the time when they said that his term expired. And they put his son-in-law on the zoning hearing board who just moved here from Baltimore. So you see what I'm saying is that there's just a lot of crazy stuff going on. And it's not in the best interest of this township. And it's not me saying anything that isn't happening. I'm not
No, it's at
making
the board.
stories up.
At the board level. This needs to be cleaned up so we can move forward. That's basically
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now this is my opinion, what I'm going to say next. This is
Okay.
my opinion, not Bill's, not anybody's, but it's my opinion. Second thing is, let me just look at my hands, Bill. You see that lady said my hands are
They
tiny?
look a little. They small.
They're
Anthony.
small hands. But she said I have small hands and I should smile more. My hands are fine. If my wife's watching, she's somewhere else in the house. She likes my hands. Anyway, and I have a great smile. This is my opinion. They used Robin. They used Robin to get them elected. And now Robin's on the outside. I want anyone to prove me wrong on that. Prove me wrong. Prove that they didn't. And they just used Robin and her time on the board and her name and everything else to get them across the finish line. And now they've turned their backs on her. That's wrong. That is wrong. Okay. Do we have
But
any comments? Is anybody yelling
we
at me?
have we have one. we actually have two
One.
comments. The first one, Sharon Griffiths, one of our most ardent followers, wants to know how many acres Tyler Shaw has with his wife out there. He did
said,
tell us,
yeah, he
70
said
some
75 acres, he said, but he farms, but he does farm, oh my
other
gosh. I think
properties.
he said 500 acres he farms, but he owns 75 at his farm. But he
I can
does
tell you,
some,
I can
yeah,
tell you one thing. He is a go-getter. There's no doubt about that. And
yeah.
and then Joe Gilloway wanted to know what Dr. Stewart's salary at this nonprofit is. I have no idea.
What's that matter? What's it matter what his salary is? What does that have to do with anything, Joe? It's a nonprofit that owes a bill to the township. What's the salary have to do with anything?
And then
I,
your lovely wife Teresa's chimed in with, "I love Anthony's smile and his manly hands."
Man, yeah. See, and I get manicures and I take care of myself. So, yeah, see, Joe. I don't even understand what that question is about. Who cares what his salary is? I mean,
Hey,
Joe,
I'll
if you're
review.
retired, you pay your bills, right?
I'll reveal my salary with Linglestown Gazette.
Yeah, yeah,
0.
zero. That's right. Yeah,
Anth-
I'll.
well, Anthony, I'm glad we gave you a chance to air out your all the things that
Yeah.
are bugging you. We need to
Come to the
move
meeting
on.
tomorrow night. Come to the meeting
Yeah.
tomorrow night, and everybody speak. What else do we have? I wrote myself notes, but any other? How's the viewership tonight, Bill?
13 live,
13.
so that's not bad at all. And I screwed up
Okay.
in the beginning, and that didn't help. And that
Is Fred? I wonder if Fred's watching. Happy 80th early birthday to Fred Hoover. Turns 80 tomorrow.
yeah, that's great. I didn't know it was tomorrow, but here we go.
Yep.
The one thing I did this such a beautiful introduction, and I messed it up. We are sponsored by Blue Line Pools and Outdoor Living, and
Yeah, and don't wait to call him to get your pool or hardscaping done. I'm telling you, this guy gets swamped. Look at that.
that's the
Look at that.
hardscaping.
You
Yeah,
know what they call that wall? I'm gonna give you a little. I'm gonna tell you a little something. You know what that wall's called?
a decorative wall.
No, it's called a seat wall.
Okay,
You
you
sit
sit
on
on
that.
it. Okay,
Yeah, it's a
and then you
seat
have a
wall.
little fireplace there in the middle.
Fire pit. It's not a
And then look at this
fireplace.
pool,
but
Anthony.
yeah,
Isn't
look
it?
at that.
This is
Lounging
the kind of
area.
pool I want you to put this pool in your backyard.
Don't you
How
worry
about
about
it?
my backyard. Don't you worry. Hey, can we touch on the pools real quick?
Sure, go
Listen,
ahead.
call Jason Myers, will you? Great guy, great local business. His work's beautiful. He's a good guy. He really is. I think the world of Jason. Hey, listen, Coon's pool's done, right? It's done. No, let me.
I know.
Listen,
They're
and
not.
I mean,
There's no
really,
way they'll be open
and
this summer.
call Forrest. You say Forrest is on the board. Call him. I'd really like to know, but there's no way they can do the repairs that need done for that to open by Memorial Day or June at the latest.
Hey, Anthony,
we got Penn Colonial, we got Devon Manor.
you said you have a lot of time now you can spend on the township. Could you be one of my watchdogs and call Forrest for me and see what the
No,
deal is?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're not sure.
Forrest,
Okay.
Forrest is going to get word. He'll call India. Somebody watching, or he'll hear this on the replay. But seriously, Penn Colonial, my wife and I rejoined last year, and until I get Jason to put a pool over here at the house, we joined. I love that pool, and we belonged there when the kids were little too. And Devon
Okay.
Manor's very nice too. I'm not taking.
Oh yeah.
Those are two really nice pools in the area, but they could really use the membership from Coons. Support them. What other questions? Did Gilloway respond to
Let me
his
see if Joe
ridiculous
got
question?
back to us here. Where is it at? Oh, here it is. One more. Okay, Joe says, I only asked because Anthony said that Dr. Stewart would not be working with this nonprofit if he wasn't taking money from it. I figured maybe
No,
you guys
that's not
knew.
what I said, Joe. That is
No,
not
he,
what
well,
I
he's
said.
just saying that of course,
No,
if you work for a nonprofit, you're going to get paid
Joe,
a salary, right?
No, Joe. This
Okay.
is what I said. I'll say it real slow for you. I said he wouldn't have a nonprofit if it wasn't making money. Come on, Don't be ridiculous.
Well, you have to
He's
make
not
enough
doing
money to
this.
pay your bills and
Yeah.
pay salaries. You know, you
Well,
have
he's
to do
got
that, right?
$4,800 he saved. We know that.
One more
I mean, come
question
on.
regarding the paid volunteer time. Okay, Anthony,
Yeah.
would this including volunteering for political campaigns if the manager okays it? I don't think so.
No,
It
what
wouldn't
is that?
be. He's saying that would the volunteer time count if you were helping someone get elected?
You're not allowed to do that. You're
No,
not
that's
allowed to
illegal. There's been
campaign
people
doing that's
thrown into
illegal.
prison.
There's
They've
a,
got-
there's a whole group of guys that went to jail downtown for that. Who yeah, that I don't even understand why somebody would even ask that.
I think that was just to get us going a little bit, I guess.
Oh. Yeah.
But let's
Yeah, maybe
close.
I'll do it if I can get away with it. I'll do it.
But the bottom line on the township is we want to get over these hurdles that Anthony talked about and start moving ahead so that we're not disputing all this stuff.
Bill, from day one, when this, did I ever mention anything that wasn't true? There wasn't going on in the board.
Well, if you would have, I wouldn't have you on the
That's right.
show.
That's right.
So
Yep.
So
I think the world of you, Bill, and your show. You're doing a great job for this area. I know there's some people that just can't stomach me for whatever reason. They don't like my red hat. They don't like red hats anymore, but I'm trying to make Lower Paxton Township great again. $30 for these hats. $5 from every hat goes to the Linglestown Gazette. I gave Bill $100 the other day cash because I got rid of 20 hats. So
you
Bill,
did.
I give you
deposited
100
it.
cash? Yep.
Deposited it in the bank.
So these hats cost me $21. I give $5 to Bill. The remaining money goes back into the kitty, so I'm putting it towards buying more hats.
Yeah, there
I'm
you go.
running a nonprofit, Joe, and I'm making money. Okay, but I'm donating to a nonprofit. So order these hats; they're fun. Now this one here, you'll see has a signature on it. That's one of one. I signed my own just to be funny. Jeff Clare bought 5 hats for me the other day. I sold 8 more hats. Are you giving me the high sign?
Yeah, I'd say I have important stuff to share. So let's.
Oh, okay. I'm on a roll.
But plus, it's getting close to your bedtime, man.
What time is it? Holy cow! All right, Bill,
7:48.
I'll see you tomorrow morning. Don't worry about the roads. They're not going to be icy. It's going to be
Okay,
fine
no,
tomorrow
I'm
morning.
not. I'm not worried about it. I have
Don't
to
be
get up
worried.
and
I'll see you at coffee.
I have to get up and take my neighbor to the hospital for testing at 6 o'clock in the morning. 6
Are
o'clock.
you going to be at coffee tomorrow?
Yes, I will.
All right. Good night, everybody. Is my wife still on? Tell her
I
I'm
have
hungry.
no idea.
Make me a
Go
sandwich.
find her. Go find her.
All right. See
Good
ya.
night, Anthony.
Night.
Bye. All right. We're going to blaze through the rest of the show, folks. I have a number of interesting and important things to share, and we're going to go through a high school sports report provided by Linglestown Gazette Sports. And we have basketball and wrestling to share with you tonight. First, Central Dauphin boys basketball. I'm going to put a picture up here of Kahil. I think I have a hard time with his name. Khalil Roberts, a small forward shooting in a game a couple nights ago. The boys won the District 3 Class 6A. All that means is they're in the big school category. They won a championship game down in Berks County, 58-52 over the defending champs, Central York. And the Rams have now won this season's Mid-Penn Commonwealth Division title. So the local league, they won that. They won the Mid-Penn Conference tournament. And now they've let's see. And they're seeded they won the District 3 championship. So they've done 3 things already, champions. And they'll be faced number 10 seed out of District 1, which is suburban Philadelphia, a school called Pennsbury, in the PIAA 6A tournament. So this is a state tournament. The opening round will be a home game at Central Dauphin High School this Saturday night. So they're really on a long winning streak here, and I had a great celebration on Friday night when they won down in Berks County with the district championship. And then moving over to the girls, and pictured here is, I know I wrote her name down, and I can't find it looking at my notes. Maybe Joe can plug it in here. This young lady, number 40, scored No, it's Olivia Green. Here, I found it. Olivia Green scored 1,000 points this year over her career, 1,000 rebounds. So she led the Central Dauphin girls basketball team to a 42-37 win in the District 3 tournament. That was the third place game over at Cumberland Valley. They beat number 1 seeded Red Lion for third place in the districts, which helps them a little bit with the seeding in the state tournament. The win was a revenge game of sorts, as the Lions had beaten the Rams earlier in the season. And Central Dauphin will be the number 6 seed out of District 1, defending state champion Perkiomen Valley in the PIAA Class 6A tournament. It will be a home game this Friday. Friday night is when they'll start their state tournament play. And last but not least, look at this group of young ladies. This is Central Dauphin Lady Rams wrestling team that's been really going great this year. They were crowned the champs and took the team title at the District 3 Regional. Kate Hollinger in the 100-pound class and her teammate Madison Reif at 170 pounds took home regional gold, while 190-pounder Ashley Huffman won the silver, leading the Rams to the what title did they have here? Leading the Rams to, I looked away and I've lost my spot, to the team title. So this is what they're showing you here. They were District 3 wrestling champions, the team on the team championship. And these girls will be among those who will advance to next weekend's PIAA Girls Wrestling Championship at Giant Center in Hershey. Central Dauphin in the team championship finished with 165 team points. Cumberland Valley was second. Actually, a big difference here. Only 127 points. In third place, Dallastown had 101. So Central Dauphin Girls Wrestling has been on great guns this year. We're going to move over to our last segment of the evening. Get this off of here. The new news section where I try and update you on stuff that's happening. And I think I'm going to have to really abbreviate this because some of the pictures I wanted to put up here aren't there. I will be reporting this week at some point. We really took off this summer with the roundabout in the square of Linglestown getting beat up by trucks. Over 2 months of a lot of posts, hundreds and hundreds of comments, things that the township officials did. We got PennDOT to take some action within just 2 months. That was in September. They committed to putting up revised signs. And so I'll be on Linglestown Gazette's Facebook page. I'll be showing you those signs and some discussion as far as where they're located. So the signs are up. And the one thing you'll notice that before the prior signs had no picture. So now there's actually a picture of what looks like a delivery truck with a cross in it saying, trucks aren't allowed. And some of them have orange triangles or actually diamonds on the top. And a couple different locations, they have actually 2 signs on either side of the road. So I think as I've looked at it and studied what they did, I'm pretty satisfied what's there. We'll see what people in the community say. But those signs are up. If you look, you'll find them. Again, this is Linglestown Gazette Live. We're sponsored by Blue Line Pools and Outdoor Living. And we're in our final segment this evening, the new news. As far as meetings this week, Anthony a little bit talked about tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, at the Lower Paxton Township Municipal Center will be the first regular meeting for March of the Lower Paxton Township Supervisors. There's nothing significant on the agenda. There are a few business items, but nothing that really sticks out to me as I looked at it. As always, the big thing is whether you're in person or you watch live video or you watch it after the fact, is always take a look at the public comment period. And that's what Anthony was talking about in part. He plans to get up and he previewed some of the things he's going to talk about. But you never know who's going to show up. Usually, there's a gentleman by the name of William Miller who lives in the Crestview. I think that's the name of the neighborhood, Crestview off of Colonial Road. He sort of has taken on this persona where he goes around and sort of inspects roadways, looks for things that need to be cleaned up, trees that need to be trimmed, trash, all kinds of things. He usually has a report about his wanderings around and what he's found, and he lets the supervisors know. So Anthony and William Miller for sure will show up. You just never know who's going to be there. Let's see. And then there's on the 4th, I think that's Wednesday night, the Planning Commission is going to be meeting. There's nothing major on the agenda other than they're going to be reorganizing and picking a chairperson. The prior chairperson is no longer on the board, so they're going to be reorganizing and inducting new members. I know Eric Epstein, a longtime local activist, is going to be on that planning commission. He probably will be sworn in at that point. And of course, this is the group down the line that'll be working with the Wenrick Street development we've been talking about that currently is proposed for 770 homes. Yeah, we're at 45 minutes here. I think I'm going to cut it off here. Just a couple other verbal quick things. I'm going to be talking about sprawl, suburban sprawl, coming up here in the days to come. Throughout our, not just Lower Paxton Township, but also in West Hanover Township, the borough of Dauphin, and Swatara Township. All these 4 of these municipalities of the 7 in our school districts have major development, housing development projects up and running or in the planning stage. And this is going to present significant problems with Central Dauphin School District as far as overcrowding of schools. It's already been an issue. I've taken a look at what's happening around the district, and we are getting to a tipping point when it comes to what in the heck are we going to do with these students over the next number of years, and that the school district's going to have to really step it up to keep up with it. I work with Joe Gilloway on the This and That, the podcast, that we talk about a variety of things. We're going to be doing a show here in the near term about school overcrowding, and just how we got there and what we can do about it. And hopefully we'll have some key people who know all about this issue and can bring us all up to speed on that. And the last thing is, if you look on Linglestown Gazette's Facebook page, there's been a tremendous amount of activity today on a story I put up there last night about a new church. Actually, it's Road to Emmaus Church opened up. Their first worship service took place at the historic church in Linglestown, across from Mellow Minded Cafe and St. Thomas Roasters. They've done a beautiful job. It's not done yet, apparently, but it looked beautiful to me as far as the renovation of that building on the inside. And it's a lot of smiles at that place yesterday. So that was the biggest news that came out of the weekend about the new church. So take a look at that if you haven't. And the last point would be, we started out the show with our brand new business spotlight with Tyler Shaw of Maple Valley Acres Farm off of Parkway West, just off of Linglestown Road. If you did miss the front end of the show, you want to take a look at that. Take one last look at the comments, see if there's anything here I can answer. Angie Miller thanking us for the show and what we're doing for the community. Anthony says, Joe, I never said he made money. You need to get off that point because it doesn't matter. His nonprofit, I am sure, makes money. Your point makes no sense. Okay, he talked about that. Thanks, Anthony, for your support, and everyone that's tuned in here. Again, you'll be able to watch this, and by the way, the content on this show is going to be driving a lot of the content you'll see over the next week or so. I've gotten some help from a coach who's giving me some ideas to help streamline our content. So again, we're brought to you by Blue Line Pools and Outdoor Living. Hope to see you next Monday, and we'll try and start the show with a little bit better note. For some reason, I'm so into what I tried a new element, which I'll introduce next week at the beginning. I thought it was cool, and I forgot to go online. So that's the beauty of live internet, I guess. Have a good week, and we'll see you next Monday. Thanks for everyone who stopped by. Take care.